What's up, everybody? My name is Joe Brown, and this is Heresy Financial. If you haven't heard already, there is a cryptocurrency called Shiba Inu that is going absolutely crazy. Now, besides the fact that this coin is literally a joke, and it is based on another coin that is itself just a joke. But that's not what I am here to talk about today. What I'd like to focus on is the wallet with Shiba Inu in it, worth over $5 billion. And the crazy part is the original investment that purchased enough Shiba Inu to be worth $5 billion right now, the original investment was only $8,000. That's right. In August of 2020, somebody put $8,000 into Shiba Inu, has not touched it since, and based on what the price is as the time you're watching this, right now it's a little under $5 billion, it almost hit $6 billion earlier. In either case, billions of dollars. But this situation highlights something that is extremely important to understand for anybody who is serious about being a trader or an investor. And it will answer the question about how anybody could watch $8,000 turn into $5 billion without selling, and why they will watch it go all the way from $5 billion back down to zero. Ready? Let's dive in. All right, there are three possibilities on what has taken place here, and these are the only three possibilities. There's not another choice as to what has gone on here. The first and most likely scenario is that whoever put this $8,000 into Shiba Inu back in August of 2020 has lost their keys. They do not have any way to access this wallet and sell and cash out. That is the most likely scenario, that the Shiba Inu that is locked up in this wallet will forever be locked in that wallet. It is inaccessible. They lost their keys. And considering the nature of what this cryptocurrency is, a joke of a joke, literally a bubble, maybe a little bit of a middle finger to the financial system, this coin will go back down, if not to zero, close enough. So scenario one, if it's because they lost their keys, they're never going to be able to realize the $5 billion. It'll go back down to zero under their watch. The second scenario, which is also kind of likely, is that this person just completely forgot that they bought it. They put $8,000 in back in August of 2020. They forgot about it, and they haven't been watching, haven't been looking at the news, have no idea that it's gone up so much. I view this scenario as probably the least likely of the three, simply because if you are going to have enough money to put $8,000 in something and completely forget about it, you're likely not a person who's going to be putting it in Shiba Inu. On the other hand, if you are somebody who's going to be putting some money in Shiba Inu, you're probably not somebody who's going to forget about $8,000. Now, considering the fact that the amount of Shiba Inu in this wallet is about 13%, I believe, of the total supply, if the person who owns this wallet has just lucked out, forgot to look, realizes today or tomorrow that that's his wallet, he goes in there, might try and unloading some of it, and it'll take a while. I'm not sure if the volume will sustain it if that wallet starts to go down. People have been watching it, but might be able to realize a good chunk of it. And now we get to scenario number three, which is where the lesson comes in. This is what teaches us something very important about being traders or investors. The third scenario is that this person put $8,000 into Shiba Inu back in August of 2020 and has been watching it. They've been watching it every day, every week, every month, watching it go up, watching it go down, and are sitting on it still at $4.5 billion and still have chosen to not sell. Now, if this is the case, this person will never sell. And here's why. You bought it at $8,000, and there was already a couple of months ago a giant bubble, a huge price spike in Shiba Inu that would have made your position worth $1 to $2 billion. And then it came back down. And the price was still very volatile, fluctuating to the point with 50% up, 50% down, moving sideways for a long time. And then the price came back up to the point of the prior peak from a couple of months ago, and then fell back down again. Through all of this, you never sold, because when your position went from 8,000 to 100,000 to 500,000 to $1 million to 10 million to 100 million, and in between those spikes went down by millions, hundreds of millions even. You saw it hit $1 billion. You saw it go back down to 500 million. You saw it hit 2 billion. You saw it go back down to 1 billion. Your mentality that it takes to hold on through all of that, when you know your initial investment was $8,000, you haven't sold a single penny, you've been holding. The mentality that it takes to watch $8,000 turn into $1 million, 100 million, $1 billion, 5 billion. The mentality is it will continue to go up. No matter how much it's gone up, the only mindset that can allow you to do that is it's going to be worth more tomorrow. If it's worth 5 billion today, I think it'll be worth 20 billion next week. There is no amount that would cause you to sell, especially because you've been holding on through the drawdowns. There was no drawdown big enough to cause you to change your mind, which means, let's say this is the peak. Let's say you're worth 10 billion next week and that's a peak, or 20 billion. When it starts to come back down, you think it's just another drawdown on its way much higher. And when it inevitably goes back down to your original investment, you've now hit the point where you're past the point of no return. There's nothing that can make you sell because you held on from 8,000 all the way to 5 billion. At this point, you think you've lost 5 billion. What's another 8,000? You'll ride it all the way to the ground. And I can say this with confidence because I've worked with clients in the past who I've seen this is something that has taken place for history. This is not something that is new to cryptocurrencies or NFTs or altcoins, anything like that. People have been doing this with penny stocks for decades, where you put a little bit of money into something, a pump and dump happens, volume explodes, you watched $1,000 turn into 100 million, you watch it go all the way back down and you lose your initial investment. It happens all the time. And it's because of that mentality that it allows you to go all the way up to 100 million, will also take you all the way back down to zero because it's not a straight shot. You're watching it the whole time. So what's the lesson here? The lesson here is discipline. Whether you're a trader or whether you're an investor, you have to have an exit strategy. I am investing in this because I believe it will go to X, Y, or Z. And when it does, here is my exit plan. If you don't have an exit strategy, you're not an investor. You're a gambler, and you're a gambler that's going to watch it go all the way down to zero. Even if you're a fundamental investor like Warren Buffett, you're investing in, let's say, Coca-Cola because their fundamentals are telling you it's a good business, and you will sell it the moment the fundamentals are telling you it's no longer a good business. You will sell it the moment they don't have that moat anymore. You will sell it the moment their financials change. And he's done that. He's over the years, he's bought up a bunch of companies and he's sold them off years later as their business changed and as the fundamentals no longer warranted an investment. So whether you're a trader, an investor, whether you look at technicals, whether you look at fundamentals, whether you're looking at something like Bitcoin or gold or stocks or real estate, if you don't have the ability to point at something and say, this will change my mind, I think it'll go up now, but if this happens, I think that is the sign that I should get out. If you don't have that outlook of this is something that could change my mind, you are not an investor, you're not a trader, you're exercising no discipline, you're a gambler, and you will watch it go all the way down to zero. So don't be the Shiba Inu billionaire. Don't watch your investments go up and then all the way down to zero. Have a plan, have a strategy, point at something, be able to articulate before you enter a position, this is what will change my mind and this is what will cause me to get out. As always, I really appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.